Hello, welcome. Happy that you are here. This video is about Morgan County schools. I'm Brian. I'm a realtor in Indianapolis, and I'm doing a video series about school districts around Indianapolis and the surrounding counties, even stretching out into some further distances away from Indianapolis, some of the more popular counties in the area. This particular video is about Morgan County. Now, I am a realtor in the Indianapolis area, but I'm also a parent. Both my children are in their 20s, and we went through Perry Township schools. Prior to being a realtor, I was an educator for 20 years in the Center Grove School District, so I do know something about school data. I'm going to be analyzing 4 categories in this video: graduation pathways completion, Core 40, employment and enrollment, and median income. As a parent, I feel that those particular areas are important when I'm trying to think about a school that I might want my kids to go to, because once they get done with school, I obviously want them to be productive members of society. And those 4 particular categories, in my opinion, help lead you in a direction of deciding if that school is the one for you and where you want to send your kids. Morgan County is located southwest of Indianapolis. It's on the outskirts of 465 and making your way more and more southwest away from Indianapolis. The bigger cities that we're going to talk about or that are hit in Morgan County, we have Mooresville, Martinsville, and Monrovia. With this video, I'm taking a look at schools that have significant data. There are definitely smaller schools that I might leave out because they're probably private and don't report all of their data. So we're actually going to hit 4 of the high schools. And I am focusing on high schools because, yes, there are a lot of elementary schools, a whole lot. There are a lot of middle schools. But when all is said and done, the students who go to those schools filter into the high schools, and the high schools is really what molds them into the adult that they become and prepares them for the real world. So this is all about high schools. So the 4 high schools that I'm going to feature in this particular video are Mooresville, Eminence, Martinsville, and Monrovia. So just 4, and let's get into it. So the first category we're going to talk about is graduation pathways completion. Now, my very first video in this series has all of the information that you need on each of these particular categories. The graduation pathways completion is essentially the percent of students who complete the requirements to graduate. Pretty plain and simple. On the list, ranked from top to bottom just in terms of percentage of students, I'm not ranking them in terms of what I think is good or bad, top to bottom from percentage of students who completed their graduation pathways. Mooresville is at the top, 97.8. Immediately below them is Eminence at 97.7. And then Martinsville at 88 and Monrovia at 85.8. So we still have a significant number of students who are completing the requirements to get to graduation in Morgan County. The next category is diploma strength. Now, this is about students who get at least a Core 40 diploma, which is the minimum amount that you need to do in order to get a diploma and graduate high school. There are other diplomas, from honors to technical honors to baccalaureate degrees. There's several different degrees you can get graduated from high school, but this is at least the Core 40. On this list, Mooresville comes in the top spot at 96.8% of their students at the Core 40. Eminence, second again at 95.3%. Martinsville, third again, coming in at 86%. And Monrovia at the bottom of the 4 at 76.5%, which is still decent. Obviously, these 4 schools are doing a good job getting their students to at least the Core 40 and above. Third category is employment and enrollment. Now, these are the number of students that 1 year out of high school are either employed somewhere in the state of Indiana or enrolled somewhere in the state of Indiana. At the top of the list for this one is Monrovia at 89% of their students. Mooresville next at 88.6, Eminence 85.3, and Martinsville down at 85. And I say down, I mean it's just the bottom of the list. 85% of students are either enrolled or employed. That's still a very high percentage. Final category is median income. Here we're looking at students 5 years past their expected graduation date who have a job within the state of Indiana and are designated as employed. Okay, so as a parent, this may be the most important category to me. Yes, I want my kid to graduate high school, don't get me wrong, but obviously I want them to be a productive member of society. And if they graduate high school at 18, as most students do, 5 years after that, now we're talking about a 23-year-old, and what kind of money may be expected for them to be earning if they graduate from one of these schools. Top of the list is Monrovia with a median income of over $42,000. Great as a 23-year-old young adult. Mooresville up next, over 40,000. Martinsville is at 38,000, and Eminence, bottom of the list, at 34,000. So students who come out of Morgan County, definitely leading productive lives in their early 20s. Now, this only pertains to people who are employed in the state of Indiana. So if they're outside of the state of Indiana, that number could be higher or lower, obviously, but doing pretty well here in the state with Morgan County. As I said, I am Brian. I'm a realtor here in Indianapolis. If you are looking to move to Morgan County, if you would like more information about Morgan County because you're considering a potential move there, I would love to help you with that, answer questions that you might have, put you in touch with the right people. I am going to link in the show notes the data from the Indiana Department of Education where I got this information. There is a whole lot more information about these and other schools that are reported. So click that link if you want to go check it out. And again, hit me up if you have any questions. Thanks so much for being here.